offering more financial independence back home. Financial inclusion, access to diverse funding sources. Sukuk enables both institutional and real investors, including those in Muslim-majority countries, to participate in climate finance. It taps into previously underutilized Islamic capital markets. Appeal to ethical investors. Sukuk's alignment with environmental, social and governance (ESG) principles attracts ethical and impact investors worldwide. And of course, it promotes social justice and focuses on communities and their well-being. So for climate adaptation, countries in the global south face disproportionate impacts from climate change. Sukuk can channel funds to help vulnerable communities adapt, align with both Sharia and human rights principles. So it is as if it's a natural fit that Sukuk has come about, which could deal with our problems, which is climate change facing us directly. So the unique value of the Islamic finance for climate adaptation is particularly because Sukuk aligns with the principle of Maqasid al-Sharia, objectives of Islamic law, which emphasize the preservation of life, property and the environment, and encourages risk-sharing, inclusivity and sustainability. So it's a wonderful product that is available at home. Let's just not look at the global north and keep worrying about what has to come. We can't ignore that either. We need that money too. But we can get going with our own Sukuk. So Islamic climate finance examples are available. They were echoed earlier by some of the speakers, and let me just tell you, the green Sukuk in Malaysia, they were the first ones perhaps who got into it, and there's a great example to learn from them. So Malaysia is a pioneer in green Sukuk issuance. The Tadao Energy's Green Sukuk 2017 raised about $58 million to finance a large-scale solar project that they set up. It demonstrates the use of Sukuk for renewable energy projects that help mitigate climate change, something we want to do at home. We need it. Indonesia's Green Sukuk, the Republic of Indonesia has issued multiple Green Sukuk, both domestic and global, to finance renewable energy, sustainable transportation, waste management and adaptation projects. An example is a $1.25 billion Green Sukuk issuance in 2021, used partially for mangrove rehabilitation to address rising sea levels. And mangrove is an issue very close to you in Karachi. Indonesia's experience shows how sovereign Sukuk can support climate adaptation and resilience. Middle East examples are UAE and Saudi Arabia. The first Abu Dhabi bank issued a green Sukuk for solar power in UAE. Saudi Arabia's ACWA Power used Sukuk to finance renewable energy projects. The Islamic Development Bank Green Sukuk, $1.5 billion Green Sukuk was issued by them, and proceeds were allocated to projects that included renewable energy and disaster resilience. So it is not something that we are building for the first time. We have examples in the Islamic countries. We just need to see our own country, which has listed the areas for adaptation. We just need to get into those, create projects through Sukuk and attempt and get into that. So accessing Sukuk is, and this is important, because accessing global funds is difficult. Accessing Sukuk is generally easier and faster than securing funding from global green funds due to streamlined and flexible nature of the Sukuk issuance process. That is important. In loss and damage, you need immediate support, immediate help. The people who are affected by the flood cannot keep waiting for our cumbersome procedures and be waiting for the money to trickle down one day. We need immediate action for loss and damage. That is the difference between loss and damage and adaptation. So faster process and fewer bureaucratic hurdles are there as far as Sukuk is concerned. So we need to start thinking, and I think Sukuk has just come at the right time, and this is the right time for Pakistan to get into it as much as possible to address the entire adaptation issue that we seem to have and address the loss and damage issue that we are facing. In the end, I would like to say that, just a second, let me just get to it. I also want to talk about some of the other Islamic finances that are available as a point that Sukuk is one, but there are other sources, and we look at them in the courts every day, and I think there's a sizable amount of money lying there also. Just a thought, you're the bankers, you're the experts, I'm just a judge, but I think I look at these matters in the court, so I want to highlight that Waqf is another big area, the endowment area, a perpetual charitable endowment where assets or funds are set aside for public benefits such as education, healthcare, or environmental conservation. I think Waqf, there's a lot of Waqf in this country, and Waqf has done a lot for the Islamic jurisprudence, Islamic education in the world, but we could turn them towards climate action now, and it's important to look at that. So the Cash Waqf for Climate Change Fund, initiated by the Islamic Development Bank, supports sustainable development projects in member countries. In Indonesia, Waqf funds have been used to finance small solar projects also, so that there is an example. The second source of Islamic money could be, funding could be zakat, charity. A mandatory charitable contribution from Muslims, typically 2.5% of the annual savings, which can be directed towards alleviating poverty and supporting social issues. Example could be zakat has been used to provide clean water and renewable energy in sub-Saharan Africa, as seen in the projects of organizations like UNHCR Zakat Fund. So we can utilize Zakat Fund for climate action also. So I think it is time to reconsider that Waqf, Zakat, all these pockets that we've had, we could start diverting them towards climate action, which is the need of the hour, rather than thinking about any other project. So Pakistan has explored using Zakat for disaster relief and resilience. We've looked at that earlier. Then comes Takafful, which is Islamic insurance, and a cooperative insurance model where members contribute to a common pool to protect each other against specific risks. So micro Takafful has been used in Bangladesh to protect small farmers against climate-related risks such as floods or droughts. In Malaysia, Takafful schemes have supported reforestation and agricultural adaptation to climate change. So there are wonderful examples in the Muslim countries around us. The next pocket or Islamic financing could be istisna, which is manufacturing or construction finance. A contract where an asset is manufactured or constructed for a buyer according to the specified needs. So green istisna contracts have been used to fund renewable energy projects such as constructing solar farms or hydroelectric dams. In Saudi Arabia, istisna contracts finance the development of eco-friendly urban infrastructure. Then comes Muraba, the cost plus financing, a sale contract where the seller discloses the cost of an asset and adds a profit margin. Muraba was used to fund the installation of energy efficient technologies in Malaysia, manufacturing sector. And the list goes on. You're bankers and you probably know this. I don't need to tell you all this. But I think there are wonderful pockets of Islamic financing tools such as Sukuk, Waqf, Zakat, Takafful, and crowdfunding, which is raising money from a lot of people, of a versatile mechanism for climate finance. Real-world examples highlight their potential to fund renewable energy, disaster recovery, and climate adaptation projects, particularly in the global south. To scale these tools, governments in Islamic financial institutions where we're sitting must collaborate, promote awareness, and standardized frameworks. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. This wonderful forum and this wonderful platform is telling us that there are answers available in Pakistan, and we can use our own Islamic financing to attend to our biggest threat that we face, that is climate change, through adaptation and through providing for loss and damage. So one thing that I want to also add at the end, that there is no way that we can go about creating Islamic finance unless we have an understanding and a good handle on on climate science. You cannot create a project, you cannot go about doing Islamic financing unless you have a good grip on climate science, because climate science is going to tell you what project to build and how to attend to the issue in hand. So please, that is something that I want to underline, that climate science is something that we lack capacity in. And I would, from this forum and this platform, want to say that I think investors and sort of the financial institutions that are here should build capacity on climate science, which has happened in Kenya, which has happened in Bangladesh. I don't want to go through those areas, but it's important. So the time has come, and I conclude by a statement made by Justice Sheikh Taqi Usmani, who is a great Islamic scholar. The time has come, he says, for Islamic finance to lead the way in creating innovative climate solutions, combating faith and finance to combat global challenges. Thank you very much.
Sustainability of business practices. Yes, it is consumers. We are addicted to consumption. That's the entire 20th century. That's what they taught us. That you can't be wealthy without energy, and that meant fossil fuels. And that a country can't be wealthy even today without energy. Sustainable, low-cost energy, and that's always dirty fuel. That's still the base load today, right? And that's always dirty fuel. That's still the base load today, right? What is the 21st century going to teach us, and what are we going to teach it? How are we going to define it? Let's not wait for the United Nations to tell us where we need to stand, or somebody else. We are on our own, ladies and gentlemen, including your businesses. I'm grateful for multilateral cooperation when it surfaces in any form or shape, or even bilateral, but do not expect it anymore as a standard practice, which I see in, at least in government environments, I see a lot of expectation that, well, so-and-so will come and fix this for us. No one's coming to fix it for you. The one thing you've got to do, other than, of course, looking at how you're polluting the air and water with either plastics, with emissions from canneries, nobody's talking about those. Those are huge for the water, from Mansoor to Karachi. And obviously the plastics infiltration into our lives, which is going to cripple our waterways and going to cripple public health in ways that now you see air pollution doing, especially in Punjab in winter. And these are all year now. These are all year realities. So it's not just a winter season. The impacts on your throat, on your cardiovascular health, on just how you live and breathe is impacted by your business practices and our consumption behavior. We are all still looking at consumption as an end goal that must not be challenged. And obviously businesses need to project that. So instead of telling you what is normally said, you've got to create your own, how do you sort of make your business, your supply chains less dirty, all of that is something you know about. All of that is something some of you report about, because we don't have a healthy culture of reporting. Now, I can say what I want about sustainability as a business till the cows come home. But unless there's a data-driven report culture and a place where we are actually looking at our sustainability markers or our actions, there's going to be no movement forward. And believe me, the world is still grappling with this. It's not just us. So, I mean, I don't know if companies here have any incentive for say when they go for listings in terms of sustainability. Do they have them? I mean, does that matter? Does it give you a higher ranking? That happens in some of the stock exchanges, and that's something to consider. Build incentives. I would urge the Business Council, IFC, everybody sitting here, to have 2 short roundtables where you brainstorm, get yourself a consultant, you can do this, and ask them to write down what businesses can do to actually start working with data-driven knowledge. And secondly, I would ask, because these are big companies, as I said, no one's coming for you. Just cutting to the chase, you will have to use your comparative advantage, which is what at home? We have a huge youth demographic that is actually in the universities, from NAS to a remote university in Jagai, Balochistan, working on low-cost, innovative climate solutions. Young people out there are at it with the slightest of incentive, competitions, prizes, that's what's moving them to do this. So that tells me that we have a huge landscape of R&D to invest in, to give us the solutions we need while remaining profitable. Because companies are going to seek, I can't hector you to throw away all your plastic waste without creating some kind of alternative to it. It's the plastic company, it's the producer, the manufacturer, who is going to have to make these shifts and innovations. I mean, I don't want to call out anybody, but we're only recycling 1% of our total solid and other waste. So if anyone's telling you otherwise, it's frankly rubbish. The world too is actually recycling only 9%. The entire world, including the big economies with their bins that separate organic from other waste. Well, they're trying. Europe is trying. But the next step will be that...
Geo News Half-Hourly Clock is brought to you by...
Get Real Gold Glow with Pakistan's first and #1 Barley 24-karat gold clean cream bleach.
And...
आम कनेक्शंस की कैद छोड़कर स्विच टू ओनिक.
And...
नए सर्फ एक्सेल की स्टेन लिफ्टर टेक्नोलॉजी खींच निकाले हर तरह के जिद्दी दाग, तो दागों से क्या डरना, सर्फ एक्सेल है ना.
सब लम्हात में जिंदगी के रंग को बढ़ाए. वाइटल की चाय, वाइटल पियो, जिंदगी जियो.
ओनिक है एक मोबाइल कनेक्शन, अ ट्रू डिजिटल एक्सपीरियंस जो दे रिहाई. Onic.pk से सिम आए डायरेक्ट घर पर और बायोमेट्रिक्स हो हाथ के हाथ. स्विच टू ओनिक.
मानो कैसी फिकर ये जिद्दी दाग.
आंटी सर्फ एक्सेल है ना.
नए सर्फ एक्सेल की स्टेन लिफ्टर टेक्नोलॉजी खींच निकाले हर तरह के जिद्दी दाग, तो दागों से क्या डरना, सर्फ एक्सेल है ना.
एक नई शुरुआत है, सेहत बख्श, आसान और खुशियों भरी जिंदगी की. मार्गला एनक्लेव इस्लामाबाद, a project of CDA and DHA.
Hello everyone and thank you for being here today. इस स्कॉलरशिप पे जितना मेरा हक है उतना ही मेरे दो खास दोस्तों का.
दोस्ती की इसी मिठास के लिए बना है कैंडी, जिसमें है ब्राउन और व्हाइट शुगर और कैरामल की खास मिठास. कैंडी में वो खास मिठास है जो किसी और में कहाँ.
Ajuba Beauty Cream का न्यू मैजिकल फॉर्मूला भी न्यू ऑरा व्हाइट फॉर अल्टीमेट फेयरनेस. अब जाओ ग्लो से भी आगे विद न्यू Ajuba Beauty Cream.
इतनी चिकनाई मुझसे अकेले नहीं होगा. अकेले नींबू से नहीं होगा. मतलब ये मामूली बार छोड़ो, नए विम बार के नमक और नींबू की डबल पावर निकाले चिकनाई आसानी से.
लाइफ में कुछ एक्स्ट्रा मिल जाए तो कितना अच्छा लगता है.
Base ₹30 or ₹50 pack with 25% extra chips. Extra chips?
Extra joy.
मानो कैसी फिकर ये जिद्दी दाग
आंटी सर्फ एक्सेल है ना?
नए सर्फ एक्सेल की स्टेन लिफ्टर टेक्नोलॉजी खींच निकाले हर तरह के जिद्दी दाग, तो दागों से क्या डरना।
सर्फ एक्सेल है ना?
Creams Original Sandwich. Originals are forever.
Hello everyone and thank you for being here today. इस स्कॉलरशिप पे जितना मेरा हक है उतना ही मेरे दो खास दोस्तों का।
दोस्ती की इसी मिठास के लिए बना है कैंडी, जिसमें है ब्राउन और व्हाइट शुगर और कैरामल की खास मिठास। कैंडी में वो खास मिठास है जो किसी और में कहाँ।
मानो मुकद्दर कैसी फिकर। ये जिद्दी दाग
आंटी सर्फ एक्सेल है ना?
नए सर्फ एक्सेल की स्टेन लिफ्टर टेक्नोलॉजी खींच निकाले हर तरह के जिद्दी दाग, तो दागों से क्या डरना।
सर्फ एक्सेल है ना?
Welcome to PC Athabad. Located on the shores of the breathtaking Athabad Lake in Hunza Valley, a 5-star hotel managed and operated by Pearl Continental, a project by Road and Story. Choose a room of your own at PC Athabad. Invest in your future with excellent monthly rental returns, plus the exclusive benefits of a free stay every year. For booking and details, contact Star Marketing Private Limited, UAN 1111160.
It's Nissa Hair Remover Cream. बस लगाओ, छोड़ो और रिमूव करो और पाओ सिल्की स्मूथ स्किन। निस्सा हेयर रिमूवर क्रीम।
पराठा पार्टी करूंगा, सैंडविच से पेट भरूंगा। नॉन नूडल्स के 4 पैक्स अब सिर्फ 199 रुपए में। होगा 199 रुपए का, मुझे क्या।
Geo News updates are brought to you by
the all-new Sabroso Spicy Chicken Donut, King of the Ring.
यूटिलिटी स्टोर्स पर चीनी की कीमत 140 से बढ़ाकर 145 रुपए फी किलो मुकर्रर कर दी गई। ओपन मार्केट में कीमतें बढ़ने का फैसला। और बानी पीटीआई 16 टीवी चैनल्स देखते हैं, 2 अखबारात भी दिए जाते हैं। कैटेगरी बी की तहत तमाम सहूलियात दी जा रही हैं। सुप्रिंटेंडेंट निराला जेल का इस्लामाबाद हाई कोर्ट में बयान। अदालत ने हिदायत के साथ बानी पीटीआई की दरख्वास्त निपटा दी।
इसी को तो कहते हैं द स्पेशलिस्ट मूव, द ऑल न्यू Sabroso Spicy Chicken Donut, King of the Ring.
इतनी चिकनाई मुझसे अकेले नहीं होगा।
अकेले लींबू से नहीं होगा। मतलब ये मामूली बार छोड़ो, नए विम बार के नमक और नींबू की डबल पावर। निकाले चिकनाई आसानी से।
Peak Creams Original Sandwich. Originals are forever.